live from the CNBC TV 18 headquarters in Mumbai.
Good morning. Welcome to Morning Call. I'm Lata Venkatesh. With me, Anuj and Sonia. Well, the market's not giving us a very great handover from Asia and US. And as we stare into 6 p.m. today, we'll also have the exit polls from the Bihar elections.
Oh yes, and that will be watched really closely, will it not? But up until then, we have the global cues to reckon with. And this morning, we have slightly mixed cues. The Asian market is up and about, as it was yesterday. But the global markets are, all markets are talking about the comments that came in from Janet Yellen about the December rate hike.
Yes, I think the statement bears repetition. What she told the Senate committee is that the committee is looking forward to enough growth that will generate employment and generate 2% inflation. If our expectations are fulfilled, then a rate hike is a possibility in December. So those are her words. If the incoming information supports that expectation, which means the non-farm payroll numbers that will come on Friday, tomorrow, as well as next month, will all be very closely watched, as will be the CPI data. So the point is December would be a live possibility. It is not a commitment, but it is a possibility. And the markets have exactly reacted to that. The bond yields have risen to close to 2.14, and the Fed funds futures rate are now penciling in an over 60% chance of a rate hike in December. That normally coincides with a receding of chances of emerging markets. That's the algorithm which works. So we should take it as mildly negative in the near term. But the positive, of course, is that they are still hopeful that the US growth is robust, or at least is not all that bad. So, there is that positive to it. For us, that would be a mild negative for Indian markets. But more importantly, I think the cue for the Indian markets will be what the exit polls say. The markets will agonize, I guess, for a better part of the morning. But as Anuj was pointing out, usually in the exit polls, the NDA has a better chance because NDA voters, or at least BJP voters, tend to be more vocal and make their presence felt in an exit poll. So perhaps if you're playing for a near term, a trader might pencil in a positive number from the exit poll.
Oh yes, and apart from that, we've also been singing to the local tunes as far as the earnings are concerned. And over there's been no great respite at all. I mean, we have the latest casualty, which is Bata, which just goes to show that consumer sentiment is not picking up at all. So that's something that will spook investors for sure. But Anuj, morning, this market has largely been a sell-on rally market for the last 5 to 6 trading sessions. Today is a big day later this evening as we get the exit polls. But ahead of that, how do traders position themselves?
Morning, Sonia. And I was not surprised yesterday that the market lost. In fact, that was the key theme, that the opening high would be sold. And yesterday, the opening was the high point for the Nifty. In fact, for 7 out of 8 days, the market has now been closing at low point of the day, barring Monday when the market had that intraday recovery, which was essentially short covering. Today, we have 3 key overhangs, of course. The Fed overhang, which is not a big overhang because it's not been an overhang for US market itself or other emerging markets.
Nor for Asian markets.
Exactly. I think earnings is the real key point today because Bata will tank today for sure. Chennai Petro last quarter was phenomenal. This will really be a disappointment. And of course the Bihar earnings, Bihar election, that will be the key theme in second half today. Now yesterday Nifty lost 75 points and Bank Nifty lost 225 points from the highs. But look, let's put a bit of conjecture, context to this. The market has been selling when it has had gap ups. Today, it doesn't look like there would be gap up. When you have gap ups, then bears have the ammunition. They can go and sell. If you don't have a gap up, then what do you sell into? In fact, even yesterday, if you would have taken short positions in second half yesterday, you would not make money today because the market is likely to open absolutely flat. So there's a good chance. And, maybe I'm sticking my neck out here. There's a good chance that the market actually sees rally today in the second half and not a fall. Because as Lata also pointed out, the exit poll normally tends to favor the BJP. And there's a good chance that in the second half when the market is trading, traders will know what will come out of exit polls. It will come out at, 4 phases have already taken place. So the exit polls have been prepared.
Additional 15%.
Exactly. Exit polls have been prepared. And, let's make no mistake about it. Sometimes they do tend to get leaked. So the market will know. And in the second half, there's a good possibility that the market may rally a bit. So, and also keep in mind that this market had a decent counter trend rally, but somewhere you got a feeling that it didn't go to its logical target of the 200-day moving average because of expiry factors, and it fell from there. So with Monday low of 7995 as your strict stop loss, there's a good chance that you can make money if you go long in this market. But again, Monday low 7995, that's just about 50 points from here as your strict stop loss, and there's a good chance that you make money if you go long. The risk reward is now turning in your favor if you have to take a long position rather than a short position. Risk reward was favoring you for last many days for taking a short position. The risk reward might just be turning now as you head into that event. The market may well have factored in at 8,000 a BJP defeat in Bihar. So the downside may be capped at 7,800. The upside may open up, but once this Bihar election is out of the way, again the key theme would be earnings, which clearly has been a bit of a disappointment.
No, I would agree that the earnings are a disappointment, but I don't think it's a fresh disappointment, especially with respect to Bata. I mean, if a product doesn't, play up to competition, you can't blame demand for it. I think the demand factors have been very clearly brought out by the auto sales numbers, and they are October numbers. These are still lagged numbers. They're giving us December, September numbers. I don't know if Bata will face up to the digital competition on footwear. Bata's bad performance should not mean poor demand. It should mean poor Bata performance. But basically, I would think that the auto sales numbers are giving you a better indication, as you well know, that demand is subdued. It's not a great festive season.
No, but Lata, we were making this point earlier, if you remember, that in the entire consumption pie, the only piece that's working is passenger vehicle sales, and that's because of the rising sales to Uber and Ola. People are buying cars and giving it to Uber and Ola. So that's the only piece that's actually working. Apart from that, everything else has slowed down.
Absolutely. Well, actually, we have to see whether we can get some more comments on the global situation as well. We have guests joining us. Okay. The US markets have indicated that they have taken the comments a little negatively.